Chairman, as you suggest, I have been the chairman for a number of years in the past of the Natural Resources Subcommittee of this committee, and I've heard a number of bills related to change or removal of the ban on Sunday hunting. And I will tell you, I have found none of the bills in the past advisable in my judgment. And some proponents of an all-out removal of the prohibition against Sunday hunting have been less than polite in years past about anyone who has held to an inherited principle or to a differing view than theirs. There's been more caricature than commentary in many instances. This session, by contrast, proponents of hunting on Sunday have been respectful of others' views. And this is a kind of progress that I believe in. I think we must give a good deal of credit in this regard to the proponent of this measure, the patron, Delegate Gilbert, and to the chairman, Delegate Scott, for the alteration of the tone this time. I think Delegate Gilbert advocates an honorable compromise on the question, and it is an honorable compromise that I have been advocating for and looking for a number of years. And I do think the present bill is superior to things that we have seen in the past. However, at bottom, it is based on an appeal to private property rights as a libertarian privilege rather than as a conservative principle. And this is a misapplication, in my judgment, of that principle, which is sound in one context, subjecting it to a context in which the larger concern for the common good ought to be paramount. We are a commonwealth, and we are a commonwealth to the degree that each of us sets aside our personal preferences for the sake of the common good. This common good consists of private interests in combination with cultural, historical, and religious inheritances. That as a hunter, I want to conserve hunting traditions is subordinate to my belief that current custom best serves not only a majority of hunters, but a majority of landowners, equestrians, and others who wish to enjoy the outdoors on Sunday. And this conviction derives from my view that whenever we are asked to change a long-standing custom, we ought to err on the side of hesitation and seek first to preserve rather than to innovate. Back in 1925, John Moulton said this: "There is an area of action lying between law and pure personal preference." He called it the domain of obedience to the unenforceable. And in this domain, Moulton said, obedience is obedience of a man to that which he cannot be forced to obey. He is the enforcer of law upon himself. And this domain between law and free choice, Moulton called that of manners. While it may include moral duty, social responsibility, and proper behavior, it extends beyond them to cover, quote, all cases of doing right where there is no one to make you to do it but yourself. In sum, then, I don't believe we can save a tradition, in this instance the hunting tradition, by altering it. I'm reminded of another wise counselor who said, people will not look forward to posterity who never look back to their ancestors. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Delegate Ware. We have a motion properly seconded to report House Bill 1237 with amendments. All those in favor of that motion will record their vote on electronic voting vote. Those voting nay, vote accordingly. Does every member cast their vote that desires to? Clerk will close the roll. Bill passes on a vote of 12 to 10. Thank you, Delegate Gilbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.